All right, welcome everyone. Today we're going to be diving deep into how AI is shaking things up in the job market.
Yeah, definitely a hot topic these
It
days.
really is. And to get a unique angle, we're tapping into this really cool podcast from India.
Oh, interesting. In Hindi.
Yep, so we're getting insights straight from another culture's point of view. It's all about how AI is impacting jobs over there, which is super relevant no matter where you are in the world.
Makes sense. The AI revolution is global after all.
Exactly. So to kick things off, this Indian podcast uses a powerful analogy. They compare AI to oxygen.
Wow, oxygen. That's a bold statement.
Right, I was hooked immediately. So basically, they're saying that AI is becoming as essential as the air we breathe. It's not just some tech thing anymore. It's woven into pretty much every industry you can think of.
I see what they're getting at. It's becoming fundamental, like a basic necessity.
Totally, and they have some really compelling examples to back that up. They talk about robot surgeons performing complex procedures.
Oh, wow, like actual surgery.
Yeah, and then there's AI-powered chatbots handling your banking inquiries, instead of waiting on hold forever.
And I bet they mention personalized shopping experiences too. AI curating what you see online.
You know what? It's clear that AI is changing the way we live and work, even in ways we might not realize.
It's like it's happening in the background, almost invisibly sometimes.
Exactly. But it's also kind of intimidating, right? I mean, does this mean robots are taking over?
Well, the podcast doesn't frame it like a robot takeover. It's more about a shift in the types of jobs that'll be in high demand.
Ah, okay, so it's not all doom and gloom. There's nuance to it.
Definitely. And yes, they do acknowledge that some jobs are at a higher risk of automation than others.
Which ones are they talking about specifically?
They point to jobs that involve a lot of repetition, predictable patterns, things like data entry, basic customer service, and certain types of manual labor in manufacturing.
Right, jobs where a computer can just step in and do it faster and without getting tired.
Precisely.
But what happens to the people in those jobs? I mean, that's got to be a huge concern.
Absolutely. It's a valid concern, and the podcast tackles it head on.
So what do they say? What's their take on it?
They acknowledge the potential for job displacement, but they also emphasize that AI is creating a whole new wave of opportunities.
Phew. Okay, so it's not all bad news.
Not at all. It's about adapting to the changes and recognizing the new possibilities that AI brings.
I like that, a more optimistic outlook. So tell me about these new opportunities. What kind of jobs are we talking about?
Well, as AI becomes more complex, we need people who can build, manage, and refine these systems. Think AI and machine learning engineers, the folks who design and train those powerful algorithms.
Right, they're like the architects of the AI world.
Exactly. They're the ones making the magic happen behind the scenes.
But they're not the only ones, right? There must be other roles emerging alongside these AI engineers.
Oh, absolutely. There are tons. The podcast emphasizes the importance of data scientists, too.
Oh yeah, data is everything in the AI world.
You got it. Data scientists are the ones who can extract meaningful insights from mountains of data. They help businesses understand trends, make predictions. Basically, they unlock the real power of AI by making sense of all that information.
So they're like the detectives of the AI world, uncovering hidden clues and patterns?
I like that analogy, too. They're definitely key players in this evolving landscape. And another crucial role, they highlighted cybersecurity experts.
Makes sense. With all this sensitive data floating around, you got to keep it safe.
Exactly. Cybersecurity is more important than ever in this AI-driven world.
So we've got the AI engineers building the systems, data scientists making sense of the data, and cybersecurity experts protecting it all. What other cool jobs did they mention?
Well, they talked about the folks who actually build the physical robots, robotics engineers. They're in high demand as automation takes over in manufacturing, logistics, even healthcare.
Yeah, robotics is getting so advanced these days. It's not just about those big factory robots anymore.
Nope. We're talking surgical robots, robots that can help with everyday tasks. It's pretty mind-blowing.
It really is. But the podcast also touched on something that surprised me, content creation and marketing.
Oh, yeah. That's a field that's being totally reshaped by AI. Digital marketing and content creation specialists who can use AI tools are super valuable.
It's like having a superpowered marketing assistant, right?
Totally think personalized ads, content recommendations, even AI-generated content. It's a whole new way of reaching audiences.
So it's clear that AI is impacting pretty much every industry. But how do we prepare for all this change? What can we do to become AI ready?
The podcast had some great advice on that. They stressed the importance of learning in-demand skills like programming languages. Python and Java are especially useful.
So learning to code is a good starting point.
It's definitely a valuable skill to have in the AI world. It helps you understand how these systems work.
Okay, what else do they recommend?
They also talked about understanding data science and machine learning principles. That's how you unlock the real power of AI being able to analyze data and make predictions.
So it's not just about the technical stuff, it's also about understanding the concepts behind it.
Exactly, and they made a great point about the importance of creative thinking too. AI might be great at logic, but it still needs human ingenuity to guide it to come up with those outside-the-box ideas.
Right, we can't just become robots ourselves. We need to use our human strengths alongside AI.
Absolutely. It's all about finding that sweet spot where human and machine intelligence work together.
I love that idea, finding the synergy between the two. But with AI evolving so quickly, it must feel like a constant race to keep up.
It can definitely feel that way. But the podcast's advice was simple: never stop learning.
Makes sense. This field is always changing, so we need to be adaptable.
Exactly. It's about being a lifelong learner, embracing new ideas, and always being willing to adapt.
So it's not about mastering one skill and then calling it quits. It's about constantly evolving and upgrading our knowledge.
Right. And the podcast really emphasized that AI isn't something to be afraid of. It's a tool, a powerful tool that we can use to our advantage.
I like that perspective. It's empowering. We have a choice in how we engage with AI and shape its role in our lives.
Exactly. But they also brought up some important considerations, like making sure AI benefits everyone, not just a select few.
Right. That's a crucial point. AI has the potential to be a force for good, but only if its benefits are shared widely.
Absolutely. They talked about the importance of addressing the digital divide, ensuring equitable access to AI technology and education.
So it's not just about the tech itself, it's also about the social and ethical implications.
Exactly. We need to be mindful of those aspects as AI continue to evolve.
And what about the impact on jobs overall? Do they offer any insights on that?
They did. They pointed out that, AI is not going to magically create this utopia where everyone's happy and employed. It's more complex than that.
Yeah, there are definitely challenges, potential downsides that we need to consider.
One thing they stressed was the need to be proactive, not just sit back and let AI shape our world without any input.
So we have a role to play in all of this. It's not just about being passive observers.
Exactly. We need to be asking the tough questions, demanding transparency from the folks developing AI systems, and making sure AI is used ethically.
It's like we have a responsibility to steer AI in the right direction, make sure it benefits everyone.
Precisely. And that brings us back to that big question, the one the podcast posed to its listeners. Will AI lead to job losses or new opportunities?
Ooh, yeah, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It is, and there's no easy answer. It's probably a mix of both, right?
Yeah. It's got to be. Some jobs will inevitably be automated, but new ones will emerge too.
And that's the key takeaway. We need to be prepared for this shift. We need to be adaptable, willing to learn new skills, and embrace the changes that AI brings.
It's not about fearing the future, it's about shaping it.
Exactly. And that starts with understanding what AI is, how it works, and the potential impact it can have on our lives.
So instead of burying our heads in the sand, we need to get informed and get involved.
Right. We can't just wait and see what happens. We need to be active participants in this AI revolution.
I love that. It's a call to action, a reminder that we have the power to shape our own future.
And that's what makes this whole conversation so exciting. AI isn't just some abstract concept anymore. It's here, it's real, and it's changing the world around us.
And we get to be a part of that change. We can help guide it, make sure it's used for good, and create a future where AI benefits everyone.
Exactly. So as we wrap up this deep dive, let's remember that, yeah, AI is powerful, but it's a tool. And like any tool, it can be used for good or for bad.
It all comes down to the choices we make, the actions we take, and the vision we have for the future.
Couldn't have said it better myself. So to everyone listening, stay curious, stay engaged, and never stop learning. The future of AI is in our hands.
That's such an inspiring message. And I think it perfectly captures the essence of this deep dive. Thanks for taking us on this journey. It's been really eye-opening.
My pleasure. It's been a great conversation, and I hope everyone listening feels empowered to explore the world of AI and discover the incredible possibilities it holds.
That's it for this deep dive into the future of jobs in the age of AI. We hope you found it informative and inspiring. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep shaping the future.